Where to the west. Because city everywhere can no longer be described as a single point on a map. Our technologies cast shadows that stretch across the earth. And now on our tour we pack up all the objects and the materials produced in these sites and we send them off in ships around the world. This is the computer-controlled container fleet of the mega shipping industry that now navigates autonomously based on GPS satellites. And the ship captain and the portside crane operator have also been made obsolete. And in the far north, as the ice melts, the biggest shipping lane in human history is about to be opened up. The mythical Northwest Passage. A true incentive for climate deniers, a route that would cut global shipping times in half. But here, the cities of the Arctic coast would still stand empty, filled with the unmanned beasts of global trade, autonomous machine cities, just like the rest of our ports, filled with this lone engineer and her dog heading back from a maintenance run, like a lighthouse keeper, just her, the horizon, and the creaking robotic cranes. Her body repurposed as a component in the landscape-scaled robot that stacks the containers ready for transport, bringing our goods all the way home. And we travel across this pixel sea, and we see a new city, a new island, narrated by the city.
This is about the Sandy Island mystery that was in the Sydney Morning Herald. Sandy Island was actually found on the Google Earth.
Just off the coast of the city is a place called Sandy Island. It's this collection of dark pixels and GPS coordinates, hyperlinks, and stories. It was originally charted by the whaling ship Velocity back in 1876, and the island is what's long been called an evidence-doubtful landmass. Perhaps it was originally recorded to be a trap that might support a map's copyright, or it was a mislabeled pile of something drifting remotely on the horizon. But whatever it was, this cartographic apparition remained visible in the Google Earth models of the city until an Australian research vessel confirmed its non-existence during a 2012 expedition to survey the ocean floor. But up until that point, to a world of Google explorers, hyperlinked adventurers, and shipping captains, Sandy Island was just as real as any other place that they might visit. Because in City Everywhere, if places and spaces exist solely in the mediums through which we experience them, then they become just as real as anything physical. Because when it's machines that do the looking, these digital geographies become new kinds of sites. Geographies with a hashtag. Buildings like this one, the Amazon Fulfillment Center. And as our ship pulls up to the shore, we can see stretching out before us its endless shelves and storage bins. This is where we keep, well, everything, says the smart city. And the Amazon bookshelves are stacked based on complex sorting algorithms that are engineered around sales frequencies and buying patterns. And the Amazon robots rush through the stacks, navigating from book to book, filling the most efficient orders generated for them by their navigational programming. And in a way, this is the library of City Everywhere. It's not organized around the Dewey Decimal System, but by buying habits and aggregated data sets. It's a library that isn't organized for us, but for algorithms and bodies repurposed as machines. And we look up and we follow the Amazon Prime drone that's moving about above us. And drifting above this sea of neon haze, the drones of City Everywhere have become as ubiquitous as pigeons. And we customize our drones like we once did our phones, and they follow us around, always with a smile and fluffy ears and 16mm propeller blades. And the air is filled with the digital confetti of our every desire. And the traffic lights flock at rush hour. And our packages rain down in an Amazon hailstorm. and the rumble of drones have become a new natural soundscape to this city of a new generation. And they deliver our pizzas, hot dogs, stuffed crusts is how we like them now, says the city. And all the dogs in the city are walked by drones. Think of the time saving, the city says. And a network of drones now monitor the wayward youth of a London council estate. And we watch as a young girl has hacked and decorated her own drone. And she uses it to pass notes to her boyfriend, who's trapped under surveillance by the drones in the tower opposite. And like kids passing notes in an old-fashioned classroom, they scribble messages on the drone and they send it back and forth between the towers. And in this near-future city, the drones form both agents of state surveillance, but they also become co-opted as the aerial vehicles through which two teenagers might fall in love. And another drone, armed just with a dildo, disrupts a Russian parliamentary session. And another zips overhead, armed with a different kind of cylindrical device, en route to attack a village in a country half a world away. Getting back in our car, we keep on driving. And we're getting closer now to the sights of the city where we find ourselves, and our taxi takes us to the residential districts, to the Samsung Towers, and we put our ears to the cool beveled aluminium door of one of the apartments, and we listen to the conversation inside. Through the door, we hear Jury drop her Samsung Galaxy SX phone onto the kitchen table, and we hear it chime softly with the Samsung Qi Smart Power charging mat. We hear her scream down the hallway at her husband, raising her voice over the Samsung air conditioner. "Why does the new TV say LG on it?" she says. "What do you mean?" he replies quizzically. "Because it's made by LG. What are you talking about?" She screams at him. "Are you trying to get us thrown out?" She says. Our apartment is up for review in 3 months, and you bought an LG TV into a Samsung housing block. What the hell are the neighbors going to say?" she says. And the city just shrugs. It runs on Apple and doesn't care for the trivializations of the Samsungese. And we keep on moving. We head to another apartment, and the fire department rushes past us, heading in, bashing down the
The
door.
woman got a rude awakening when she left her robot vacuum to do the cleaning while she took a nap. The vacuum cleaner reportedly mistook the woman for dust, locked onto her hair and tried to suck it up. The vacuum suction was far from gentle and wrenched the woman from her slumber. The woman's hair then became entangled in the cleaning device. The woman, who has not been named, was unable to free herself and called the fire department with a desperate rescue plea.
And we keep on moving to another apartment, and through the door, we hear someone scream as Heinz was forced to apologize after a QR code on a ketchup bottle linked to a hardcore porn site. Daniel Corral scanned the label to read about the latest recipe promotion, but was instead directed to German porn site Funberado. We jump back in our taxi. We leave the towers behind and we head into the beating, purring, and whirring heart of the city. And we drive along the aisles of Facebook machines, past all of our messages, photos, inane chatter, hopes, dreams, desires, and darkest fears. Here, the electric motor has given way to the whir of cooling fans. It's not a great cathedral, it's not a grand library, but at a time when our collective history is digital, this is our generation's cultural legacy. And we will soon write soliloquies for the server aisles like we once did for rolling hills. And couples steam up the car windows parked in the artificial moonlight of vast data complexes. And power plant fog hangs heavy in the air. It looms like storm clouds. And hidden within the server stacks, the city wants to take us to